I'm just going to talk to you guys about sanding, correction on boats. I'm going to walk you over step-by-step process if I just walked up to the boat, what I'm going to do and what steps I'm going to take. First, I'm going to wash the area. I'm going to inspect the boat. I'm going to be looking at the gel coat. I'm going to grab my rotary polisher with the heavy wool pad, the white one, and I'm going to start with a heavy cut compound and the white wool with a rotary, and I'm going to start cutting if it's heavy oxidation. So I'm going to start with white wool, start cutting, see what it looks like. If there's still pores in the gel coat and kind of cloudy, then I know that I'm going to want to jump up to a sanding step. Now, if it's lighter oxidation, then either I'll start with DA on a yellow foam pad with some heavy cut. Maybe all it needs is a quick one step. Or maybe I'm going to start with a medium cut with the yellow wool. Regardless, I'm going to go through these processes: heavy wool, heavy cut, medium wool, medium cut. I'm going to see what the finish looks like. If it looks good with the heavy cut, then we only need to do a 3-step. If it looks good with the medium cut, then we need to do a 2-step. This and then a finishing, and then apply any sealant you want or wax protection after the 2 steps. If it's only a 1-step, then generally I'll just use DA and this foam pad. But usually if there's oxidation, you're going to be hitting it with the yellow wool minimum, just to remove as much as you can. So say you're going over it with your heavy compound and it's not clear, you're not getting that mirror shine that you're looking for. The next step you want to do is jump up to sanding. Now, sanding, you can do it by hand. There are different blocks you can use. This is just a repurposed Geon block I use for tighter corners and tighter areas. You can even cut this in half and use little square blocks for spot scratches. This is more flat, so better for your flatter panels, working edges, or anything like that. There are different blocks, but these are the main ones I use. So what grit to start off with? I always start with the least aggressive and then work my way up to the most aggressive. So least aggressive, when you're talking about sanding, you're going to have the higher numbers. So this is a 2000 grit, which means that it is a finer grit. It's going to take off less clear coat. The higher it goes, 1000, 800, 600, the more clear coat or the more gel coat it's going to remove. So I always start with 2000. If I'm testing, I'll sand the area down with 2000, then go back to heavy wool, polish out, see what it looks like, move up. Next, we're going to hit 1500, come back 2000. After that, heavy wool, medium wool, and final finishing polish. And if it's still looking pretty bad, we're going to hit it with 1000, come over with 15. Now, if we're working on gel coat, generally you don't have to go down to 2000. You can stop anywhere from 1000 if you want to work out some deeper sanding scratches. Takes longer to cut out with your rotary. If you want to work on the process and make it a lot quicker, I always hit 1000 and come back 15, and then you're going to polish out a whole lot quicker. It's going to remove a lot of those pigtails. If you don't know what pigtails is, basically you have these sanding discs, and what happens if you don't keep them clean, if anything gets boogered up on the edges of the sandpaper and you're going to sand, it'll create little rough surfaces on the sandpaper or build up, and then it'll just start scratching the surface in circular motions, and that's what you call a pigtail. Now, depending how deep the pigtail is, it can compound out with a heavy wool pad, or you may have to go over it with 2000 or 1500. It all depends. It all varies. So regardless, different discs we have, this is a hook and loop. It goes onto a pad like this where it just velcros on. Same with this, hook and loop. This right here is an interface pad. It has a little squish in it. That way when you're getting to your corners and stuff, it gives it a little play when you're sanding. So it's not going to bite into that corner and cut through the paint. Regardless, you want to be careful while sanding corners anyways. If you don't have experience, I would definitely stay away from the corners. So this is hook and loop, and then you have a pad like this where it's just flat, and hook and loop is like a Velcro, and then you also have sandpaper that's just like sticky on the back, and you could just stick it on discs like this. Regardless, you have your interface pads. This is a 6-inch. You also have 5-inch interface pads. So different ways you're going to actually sand the surface. 1, you're going to either do it by hand. 2, you're going to be doing it by a DA polisher. This will leave a little more pigtails. At least that's what I've noticed. Or you're going to be doing it with an air sander. You can also use electric random orbital sander like this. This is a dual action sander. This is a random orbital. So I always like using air sanders. Sometimes I'll use the DA in a pinch, but just spraying water around electric, it's going to wear your machines out a lot quicker. So anyways, this is where I keep my sandpaper in all these boxes. Also, I'll keep different Scotch-Brite pads or any harder pads like that. Anyways, this is the basic setup that I use for sanding. Boats, RVs, usually I don't go as deep. I do sand down to 1,000, just not that aggressive. 15, 2,000. On boats, I'll go down to 6, extreme cases, 8 to get deep scratches out, but generally I'm sanding down to 1,000. Hope this helps, guys.